The worst fears of Medibank customers and the worst case scenario has unfortunately played out today.
The suspected criminals behind Medibank's massive data hack have finally made their demands known.
We can make discount $9.7 million, $1 for every one customer.
Dropping another batch of customer data on the dark web, purportedly including hundreds of personal pregnancy details.
As the Minister for Cybersecurity, but more importantly as a woman, this should not have happened.
The cyber criminals hitting customers where it hurts most.
The hackers responsible for the Medibank private breach have released a list of about 100 high-profile people and released data about their drug habits, mental health issues and the like.
A leaked exchange between hackers and the insurer revealed no plans to negotiate.
As your team is quite shy, we decided to make the first step in our negotiation.
We cannot pay your demand. We understand the impacts this may have.
Data will be published in 24 hours. P.S. I recommend to sell Medibank stock.
Medibank advised not to cave to the ransom demands as the AFP's cyber sleuths close in.
Every time they reach out, they're basically putting their necks on the line.
The Information Commissioner today revealed healthcare is our most targeted sector, with 79 data breaches in the first half of this year alone.
Perhaps unsurprisingly, the main cause is malicious or criminal attack.
Medibank has established a cyber response support program, including mental health resources for affected customers whose options are limited.
All they can really do is be on the lookout for suspicious emails, phone calls and text messages of criminals trying to do a phishing attack on them.
Millions of Aussies waiting with dread for the next drop.
I think they are just the low scum of the earth, basically.
These acts that are criminal acts are absolutely abhorrent.
I cannot articulate the disgust I have for the scumbags.
And I think that's the way everyone feels. But one of the strongest pieces of advice that's being offered is if you feel like you might be one of the 10 million whose data has been breached, whatever you do, do not try and go on the dark web and find your information, because you'll be in a place that you won't know how to navigate and possibly open yourself up to more security breaches. You know, in other areas of your life.
Which is absolutely right, but I also think maybe we need to slightly reframe this and think that it's time that society said that there is nothing shameful about a woman's pregnancy history. And she mustn't be ashamed of it. I really hate that you might use such data as a subject to have a go at a woman. I think it's not OK. And maybe some of the other things, mental health and other issues that people have had. Wouldn't it be wonderful if we could not be ashamed of our pasts in some way?
Yeah, no, I take the point you're making. The problem is the uses of data like this is just so much more vast than that, right? Yeah. So your mental health thing might not be shameful, but it might be relevant to, I don't know, your health insurance premiums or
an employer.
A job that you might be, And so, in the end, I mean, the central problem is, what are we going to do about the fact that this is the world we live in and this is possible?
We need to go back to going to the doctors in person and getting a handwritten note. That's it. No
yes.
More. Yeah.
For everything. Yeah. Even if it's not medical.
Yeah, whatever it is. Yeah.
Just doctor, write me a note.
Yes, please. Yes, thank you.
Tell me what to watch on Netflix.
I've got a tricky way to get, if you are embarrassed about your medical history, I think you need to go into a GP and tell them that you've got a medical condition where you compulsively lie to GPs.
Excellent.
And then if your medical records comes out, it'll be like all this embarrassing stuff, but then and it'll be like, oh, he lies to GPs.
Perfect. True.
The only problem with that is if something serious happens to you, then you've got to go into the GP and tell them that you have something serious, and they'll be like, but it says here you lie to GPs. I haven't really thought that through.
You might want to go and rework that.
Okay, I'll come back another night.
Bite you in the end.
Yeah.